Oh, porch light, pulsing orb. I lose my aunt, uncle, cousin, overnight. The last one's gonna be an experimental poem, so you'll be the first audience for that. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
Coming to the stage is our collective resident. She has been a poet who just continues to elevate her work, but not just that, also seek to elevate her work, which is just such a real joy to see. She deals with difficult topics, which range from war to family to just the hardships that come with life, and she does it in a very elegant way that I'm so excited that you all get to witness as well tonight. Please give a nice, warm welcome to, again, our collective resident, Soz.
Did you all hear that? I have elegant poems. It's pretty exciting. So this first poem, there's a reference to hadith. It's the Prophet ﷺ says, "He who imitates any people is one of them," often cited by Muslims against the imitation of non-Muslims. So here we go. It's called "When Allah Makes Blue Jeans Haram." When Allah makes blue jeans haram, a dime-sized hole creates a gap wide enough to force a hand through. Even denim cannot stand up to my father. He claws at fibers, threads fray frantic, flutter in an indoor air only rage creates. How many times have I told you jeans are for whores? Quickness builds silently behind 7 hungry mouths, defaulting payments, survivor's guilt. Baba shields himself with scripture, the price of sanctum, isolation. Abu Dawood, hadith number 4031. He captures my 10-year-old legs, pries open the cloth until it finally gives in. Evidence quickly discarded cannot bear witness. Renders a child's testimony without merit. Indigo anger pills against my sweater, my figure, my disbelief. I strain to bend, alter as fabric, fit into the palm of a daddy's heart. Fumble over his sudden mood changes, too fast to predict, cannot contort my pediatric bones small enough. I look to Daya to carry my fetal limbs, but Daya's Daya never taught her how to bear weight. Against a man's shadow, my mouth conforms along generational boundaries, breathes soundless. The men never stop tearing at my body, my descent, autonomy, until there is nothing left to claim. Thank you. Thank you. This next poem is called Sultan. In Kurdish culture, a lot of women started just burning themselves alive as an escape from forced marriages, forced children, forced situations, a lot of undiagnosed mental illness, and for some people, death seems the only reasonable escape. So this poem is about that. Sultan. Self-immolation, the act of sacrificing your body to flames, is so common. Kurds shorten the phrase to a single word, Sultan. I would have burned myself long before she had. My 8-year-old mouth echoes my matron's, attempting to assimilate retellings even then. My fear of divine punishment overshadowed by a loss of choice. And what choice did she have? My aunt spits over chai. Bayan dated a man without shame, forcing an escape from this world by coerced honor. Daya presses fresh henna into my pre-pubescent hair, praises our traditions of feminine beautification. I blame my tears on the paste's pungency, mask memory of my cousin's premature engagement ceremony. Even henna was not strong enough to dye Bayan's locks. She smudged her wedding patterns, defiance branding her skin. Back in America, I unfurl my palms, show classmates what orange can stain. I struggle to smother my childhood imagination. Instead, envision orange devour a body until it matches the hair. Burnt skin smells acidic. I claim proverbs after I witness beheadings of chickens in the market. Cannot separate memory from reality, the way feathers pluck swift from flesh once charred. My mother returns to our homeland with the same movements, runs our poultry over propane petrol. I wish she would leave ritual where we come from, that she didn't hold my feet to the fire the way she raised me to allow men to hold the candle and set my body ablaze. Thank you. This next poem is written about my marriage, early marriage. So yeah, Mother and Her Land. I feel the urge of my mother, married too soon. They set me out on a path of men. I found no love, only traces of God in my loneliness. In drought, I strip your hands off my body. In rain, my throat. I wake with the sunrise, moving, rays against lashes, moving like Kurdish dancers. Nodos lies in wait, trying to escape my lungs. My arms are painted by the colors of his anger. Purple as the tulips Baba grows when he longs for home. The men here break bones over tea and have dessert after. So I let him finish and have dessert after. The stains on my skin change with each passing day. Baba still calls me his flower. Do not cry. Your mother did not cross oceans to see her daughter drowning. Breathe in. The air is light, and your heart is too heavy to be carried by a man. Thank you. We're just going to jump into the next one. This is called Glass Cousin. My uncle is rearranging glassware into the silhouette of his daughter. She is stiff and striking when I enter the room. His shaking fingers sanction each piece in their place, asks anyone walking by, is she perfect yet? Today is her birthday. Our families gather, prop up pialas against the sculpture. Each tea glass waterfalls into the other, dependent upon what came before them. We create this strange ritual around her, one only my uncle fully understands. No one dares question him. But my cousin was killed, met dying with only a father to blame. He who condemned celebrations save those ordained by Allah. When he married the teen off to a Daesh soldier, everyone accepted his authority with a religious conviction even our dreams could not break. Wonder why. In this life, no one asked him to stop treating her like a thing waiting to be broken. Thank you. A little louder, okay. Sorry, I have a little voice. Here I go. I'm going to try to be a little bit louder. After Mosul crumbles, suffocating my relatives, I contemplate permanence, how everything is so temporary. It is becoming unbearable to stand up straight, plant my feet firmly on earth, trust I won't sink, won't wash away, oh, to be forgotten. I whisper under my breath, it seems everyone fixates on fallible identities. Who, what, where, how to stay in this place of decays. As for me, based on my lineage, I would be lucky to afford a tombstone, an illusory imprint before the ground loosens, enough to fit us all. Thank you. This poem is called Baba's Blizzard. Ohio weather is like the love of my father, conditional. Each season carries loss. In the autumn of 2012, I bury a grandfather. By summer 2015, I lose my husband. Spring 2017, I lose my aunt, uncle, cousin, 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 overnight. The clouds emptied airstrikes without foreshadow. I slowly evaporate from the world I know. Meteorologists are often wrong in the Midwest, weathered, unpredictable. The night of the snowstorm, my father calls as I drive away, ice raining from the heavens without consideration. Expected forecast. Are you well? Are you warm? Are you safe? Actual forecast. Are you fucking okay? Are you acting out? Are you being selfish again? Each season carries loss. I cannot bear the burden of losing a father and endure anyway. Thank you. Right, we got two more, and then the last one's going to be an experimental poem, so you'll be the first audience for that. This one's called Insect Pilgrimage. Bzz, 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 bzz. Moths congregate at my portal every evening, humbly tuck legs in prostration. Oh, porchlight, pulsing orb, ye that has fed proboscis for generations, bless us with thy presence tonight. Their sermons recycle hymns, timbrels synchronize to high-pitched begging. Unmoved by their prosaic ritual, I test their devotion, showcase my dominion. Turn off the light. Conjure deliverance beyond reach. Sleep peaceful. They cry at the windows, scratch at mesh screens. Some finally cross over, realize the price of purity. Mistake candles' fire for heaven's grace. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I wake to bodies drowning in cooled wax. How beautiful they look, lifeless. Thank you. I know that Stephanie said she had a grief poem section. I feel like I just have grief poems, but this one's kind of fun. Okay. It's called Air Out Disbelief. A breeze walks through a forest. To its stewards says hello. Gentle wind waltzing onward, tender kiss as it blows. Along the grains of sand, a keen eye may behold. Atop the trees they're dancing, mist of leaves serve manifold. Through forehead, hear her sing, piercing quiet without sound. Gentle friend against all fires, for you alone my heart resounds. As you lift the birds and insects, carry me at will. All I ask is your presence. Visit me when I am still. Everything you touch is God, through all times and all places. May I always know my mother, though she changes in her faces, including mine, including mine, including mine. Thank you. All right, you made it to my experimental poem. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Ooh, and I'm feeling good, I guess. I mean, I keep waking despite how many times I force myself back to sleep. Keep facing days I've long asked to be over before they began. I mean, I know I should be grateful considering where I come from, what I've been through. I should feel happy. I mean, look at all this opportunity. But the days never measure heavy enough to make this worth it. My bones are weighed down, ancestors pulling my limbs, demanding remembrance. When it's time for death, which won't come, trust me, I've tried. Use my mattress for the coffin's measurements. My body has already molded its imprint upon the surface. If you surround a person with enough death, the whole thing starts to feel only natural. And since we're on the topic, isn't it embedded in my genes anyway? My cells ticking timers for their apoptosis, This pathology is one not born of acute injury, rather, it's a highly regulated, systematic self-destruction. I can't convey to you where I am without telling you where I came from. My life has been cursed since birth because genocide has no victors, only survivors. How can I celebrate an escape when the more deserving were left behind? Who am I to have been worth it? Who are they to have not? Lord, let me decay into the ground until there is no sound. The voices of the dead, they call, their screams, they push, they pull. Lord, call me back into the dark. I swear to you, I'd rather rot. Anything is better than all these fucking thoughts. When they scream, did you hear them? Did you see them cross the ocean? Were their hearts just not devoted? All I'm left with is this crying. All I see is all this dying. How am I supposed to care about what's in front of me when what I've left behind keeps on torturing me? When you took them, were they crying? When you took them, were they screaming? When you took them, were they crying? When you took them, did you tell them that you loved them? Fucking lying. When you took them under fire, did you not see it burning brighter? When you took them, did you tell them that you loved them? Fucking liar! Lord, forgive me, but I'm confused how the good Lord can do what you do. Lord, forgive me, but I'm confused how the good Lord can do what you do. When you took them, were they crying? When you took them out there dying, was it worth it? All this pain, was it worth it? What did you gain? Thank you.